we are still waiting a few minutes for the Deputy Vice Chancellor, who should be on his way. But in the meantime, you can greet your neighbor small, eh? Greet them. If you see a supervisor you've been looking for, eh? Make contact. I will come back in a few minutes to take us to the next stage. I have good news. Lillian, I have good news. Do you want to hear the good news? Eh? People smile if you want to hear the good news. The Deputy Vice Chancellor we've been waiting for is here. Prof, you're very welcome. And we're very glad to have you. To kick off this final and last lap in this 2025 CHUSS Graduate Symposium, I would like to invite 2 students. And these 2 students are going to speak on behalf of all of you students. One will be Arina Itwe, or Team Rugendo. And the second one is a lady. You know, Professor Sarah is here, so we are very, very careful with the gender issues. The second one is Cynthia Nadope Lemayana. So can we have these 2 give their vote of thanks? Yes, please come up. Come up and shine.
Thank you, MC. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Sir, the Principal CHUSS, and all you distinguished doctors and professors, plus the students, other distinguished guests, the esteemed faculty, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. The MC earlier was introducing doctors and professors. I'm proud to say I'm associate doctor. I don't need to Rugendo. And speaking on behalf of all the associate doctors in this room. Yes, warm greetings from us, the graduate students of this esteemed college, and of course, the other graduate students from across the continent. On behalf of all of you gathered here, I extend our deepest appreciation to the organizers of the 2025 CHUSS Graduate Symposium. These past 3 days have been nothing but transformative. Please clap for the organizers. We have not only shared our research, but also immersed ourselves in a journey of holistic growth. We have honed our skills in academic writing, and with clarity, intention, and authority, we now have a clear sense of what our supervisors and examiners expect. Thank you, especially my friend, Dr. ITK. We know they expect rigor, they expect structure, they expect originality, and above all, they expect purpose. We've been guided throughout all these, particularly to think critically, not only about our topics, but also about how we grow as scholars, colleagues, and contributors to society. One of the most meaningful additions to this symposium has been the session on mental health. In a time when academic pressures are high and expectations even higher, it was refreshing this morning, and for us to pause and reflect on our well-being. We've learned how to set boundaries, to recognize our limits, and take the PhD journey with more ease and self-compassion. It's not a do-or-die endeavor. That's what I have learned personally. And it's a slow bloom, and we are all growing in our own season. We've also learned how to identify the right journals. Thank you, Professor Grace. How to publish to thrive, not merely to survive. The feedback from our lecturers, from the doctors and professors in this room, from all the facilitators, has been a gift. It's been frank, it's been encouraging, and it's been purposed to benefit all of us. Their insights have not only sharpened our research, but renewed our confidence. Through this platform, we've discovered opportunities that stretch beyond this university and this continent, and even more far away. We're especially enriched by the presence of our students from our brother and sister African countries. Please stand up for recognition. Our brothers and sisters from the other African countries. Please stand up, wherever you are. We clap for you and others who may not be here. Thank you very much for coming to Uganda. And your voices and experiences have reminded us that scholarship thrives in collaboration, not isolation. That borders are mere lines, but ideas are boundless. This gathering has been a testament to what we can build when we come together. Again, to you, Uganda is not just a destination, it's an embrace. We hope you've had the chance to enjoy what we believe is the most beautiful country on earth, with its perfect weather, sweeping green landscapes, and the people who speak with warmth in every word. We are deeply grateful to our sponsors, Makerere University, dear Vice Chancellor, CHUSS, dear Professor, Principal, and the Gerda Henkel Foundation, and everyone who made this symposium possible, and those who cooked for us, very nice food. You gave us, I took some milk. You gave us more than a platform. You gave us a voice. Now I understand why CHUSS is often called the real graduation at Makerere University, as we look forward to crossing to the beyond. Before I close, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak a little bit about something I do. I want to share briefly about researchfindsnews.com, a platform I'm building with a simple but bold mission to translate complex research into simple, accessible news stories. I do this from my background as an active journalist. We use what we call a newsification model to bridge the researchers, policy makers, and industry leaders, and the public, because we believe research must not remain trapped in academic journals and only appreciated by a few of us. It must circulate, it must illuminate, it must resonate widely. If you believe, as we do, that knowledge must serve our people, not just institutions alone, join us. Let's take research to the masses. With sincere gratitude, ladies and gentlemen, and renewed purpose, I thank you very much for listening to me. May I invite my sister to conclude or to just add value to my research. Thank you very much.
All protocol observed. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. We are so dull. How are we closing with so much less energy than we started? I think the ending should be better, right? Good afternoon, everyone. I am not as structured as my brother has been, so I will keep my remarks very brief. My name is Cynthia Lemayan. I'm from University of Nairobi in Kenya, and I'm so happy. I came with a colleague of mine, and I know that we are representing the students who are not necessarily from Makerere or from Uganda, but have come to enjoy the fruits of what you're doing. So we're really grateful. A heartfelt gratitude, really deeply, deeply. I have admired the collegiality that you people are actually showing, that an entire faculty can come together and create a space for graduate students to come together and to have skills that are necessary for our research process is something that's very commendable. From our department, we barely have such things. And I remember talking to my colleague and I was just saying, I think University of Nairobi, we need to come for benchmarking, because there's a sense in which you can feel that the faculty are not just individual departments. These are people who are working together, that what is happening in literature is relevant to what is happening in humanities, in histories, in philosophy, and scholars are actually interacting to see how are we improving the knowledge system, I think I had someone saying knowledge economy of our university, and I think that's very commendable. It's only possible because we have people like you. I've had Professor Edgar Nabutani, and your colleagues that are actually behind the scenes, because you can tell from the kind of work that has happened in these 3 days that there's an intentionality. Maybe a couple of months, we do not know the work that has gone behind the scenes, but we're just here as international students to actually appreciate that lack of sleepless nights, to just plan for each and every one of us, to give us a platform to share our ideas, to interact with each other, and to benefit and to know that this journey is not a solo journey, that we are together wherever we may be in our different institutions. So thank you very much, and thank you to the system for providing the necessary infrastructure for this. Without your approval, even if the ideas were there, I don't think they would have been actualized. So I'm really grateful, and thank you to each and every one of us who was here. Do have a blessed afternoon.
Thank you very much, Cynthia and our team. You've done well. But I think I also want to say, can we clap again for the organizers? And I also want to emphasize what Isaac said. You will not die. You will live, and like Linda said, you will thrive. At this juncture, I'd like to welcome Isaac to give his closing remarks as the convener.
Thank you, Rita. The Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Finance and Administration, my Deputy Principal, colleagues, deans, heads of departments, and everyone in this place. It's good to see us all here, and I'm intentional about seeing us all here. We performance people like us and not you. We have our reasons for that. When we started this preparation, Edgar called me to his office and said, Isaac, I want you to do this and this and this. And so I asked him, how are we going to do it? He said, I'm going to send you a document, and I want you to do the rest. Edgar can be a bully. But one of the things I love about Edgar, and Susan knows this, is that Edgar allows you to fly on your own. And he reminds you, and he keeps telling me this, that you are the next people staying here. We are gone. In a few months, in a few years, I don't know how long, we will be gone. You're the people we are living here. So if we do not mentor you into what is required, then we have a crisis. So, Isaac, go and look at the document and do what you have to do. And so I asked him whom I was working with, and he told me, and I'm going to mention those names, Zayid, Rita, Esther, and Duncan. And it's been amazing working with the team, been amazing working with you people and seeing this come to pass. And it's for us a great chance and opportunity, like Edgar says, to have our shining moment. I would like to particularly thank two people. Levis, my teacher, I know we have our issues with Levis, but Levis and Edgar for ensuring that we learn these things. And sometimes it is hard to sit at the feet of your teacher to do certain things. But you know, this time I'll not mention certain names. I've been told I kuana them a lot. But you learn to sit under people's feet, and then they get you to the baby food, and then finally they tell you, now you're on your own. And these two gentlemen have taught me how to do that, and I'm truly, truly grateful for that. When we talk about graduate school and graduate education, sometimes we imagine that it's going to be one beautiful journey. And I think I said something about that, my personal journey. But also to understand, and I keep saying this, and Rita has reiterated it, you won't die because we did not die. Our teachers did not die, and we have not died, and so you are going to stay here. But you see, it's also important to learn along the process. And that's the most important thing, because when we are done with these things, at the end of it all, we are still human beings. And for us, that is important. So we may be terrible teachers sometimes. And I know that these things are said about us. We may be terrible teachers sometimes, but we want you to thrive. We want you to get out of this place and you have done your very best, and you can stand up and say, I am proud I went to Makerere University for my graduate school. So we're really, really proud of all of you who have made it here. We thank you for sharing your work with us. We thank you for being honest. Sometimes we, as students, fail to realize that we are not supposed to be perfect, but that's the reason we're here at school, to learn. And as you learn, we are also learning on the process and on the journey. So you never need to be scared about what is going to come out at the end of it all. I would like to thank the principal CHUSS, Professor Helen Nambalirwan Kabala, for the advice over this journey. There are conversations we've had about this event, and for her deputy, Professor Erica Wich Ochen. It's been good having this coordinated at the center. I'd like to thank our team, the organizing team. CHUSS has, there's a group of people I keep telling to leave us alone, but it seems they don't want to leave us. CHUSS has schools, and Professor Sally, do not kill me for saying this, and a fellow that we recently divorced. Oh, they divorced us. I don't know anymore. So, Rita Nakanjako, PhD, please stand up. Zayid Sechito, PhD. These people love their, yes, Dr. Zayid. Mrs. Kabwigu, Professor Nsivirano Ruth, please stand up. Okay. And I am here. Is Richard here? Richard is not here. The four of us run graduate studies in our different schools. And I would like to especially thank the four of us for making sure that this thing happens. I am especially grateful for the commitment that we have to this cause. And I really, really hope that we are going to see graduate education numbers soar in the college. We thank you especially, and I thank you especially for the support we give each other, for the times we spend thinking about and cooking our heads about what to do for our students, and the terrible doctoral committee meetings we have to sit in, and the terrible graduate seminar series we have to run, and all those things. It's never in vain, and I'm truly, truly grateful that you have put your time into this. Thank you very much. You can please have your seats. To our supervisors, my supervisors taught me something about being human. To remember that the student is not a machine. The student is a human being. But also to approach us as students as human beings. They have taught me to be human in the way I treat my students. And so for every supervisor in this place, thank you for the work you do for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. And especially because it means we are doing our part as a system and as an academy, and we're really, really proud of you all. I would like to thank our sponsors, the Gerda Henkel Stiftung Foundation, for the work well done and for the commitment to having graduate education go up the ladders in this university. I would like to thank the administration of this university for giving us a chance to thrive. World over, the humanities are struggling. World over, the humanities are reminding the scientists, and Mr. DVC, please do not kill me for saying this, the humanities are still alive. And regardless of what they say, we are here to stay. And because we are here to stay, we had better remind the world that the world is not made of machines. The world is made of human beings that talk to each other, that deal with each other, that feel, that cry, that laugh, that smile. Once in a while, that betray, that annoy, that get our wrath levels up, that give us high blood pressure. It's the way with life. But the humanities is what makes us worthwhile as disciplines in this university. And so we need to be glad that we have university spaces that still allow this to thrive, and we thank you for that. Above all, let's not forget why we are here. I know that I'm one person who reminds my students, especially in SLLC, we have deadlines. If you would like to graduate in January, you have until 31st of July to submit. Tuesday will be July 1st. I hate to say that, but I'll say it. Tuesday will be July 1st. Not next week, the week after. If we want to finish, let's make sure that we submit in time. Let's give it a chance to be processed. Let's get to our defenses. Let's do the best that we can do. Let us shine, and let's make Makerere proud. And let's be proud of what Makerere has made us to be. So let's never forget what this has done for us. But because it has done something for us, if you're at the tail end, get to the end. If you are at the start, we wish you every strength and courage. And thank you all for being here. For the people from out of Uganda, from our colleagues from Kenya and Rwanda and all other countries, we're truly glad that we had you here. We wish you the best of your journeys back home. And to all of us that are still staying at Makerere, may we keep building for the future. Thank you so much. With that, I would like to invite my Deputy Principal, Professor Erika Wicho-Chen, who will, after his remarks, invite our Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Finance and Administration. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Isaac. Isaac is a model of African wear. I've never seen him in a suit. He's always putting on very beautiful African wears. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, in charge of Finance and Administration, Professor Toms, Winston, Yoreta. My deans who are here, I've seen a couple of deans. The Director, Institute of Gender and Development Studies, professors in the House, the keynote speaker and also the chief facilitator, Professor Grace Musila, and all the other facilitators who have been part of this exhilarating 3 days journey for our graduate students. Mr. Vice Chancellor, for the last 3 days, CHUSS has put together a symposium, the CHUSS Graduate Symposium 2025, and I've been told that there has been over 80 participants from different countries, not just Uganda. We have participants from Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. We have participants from, I think, Nigeria as well. Some of them, of course, are our students. But for those who are studying here, we now call you, you are now our Ugandan students. So we are talking about others who are not necessarily registered here, but who are part of this symposium. And I've also been told that this symposium has involved both masters and PhD students. And the menu that was served to the students over the last 3 days, I'm talking about the academic menu, not the food menu that we've been taking into our stomach, has been very rich. Mr. Otim Rugendo, the associate doctor, told you here that one of the most important things that they have also learned is about mental health. Because the most important thing about us is that whatever we do, we should try and take care of our mental health. Whatever we do in this world is really because we want to live better, we want to live well individually, and we also want to live better with our neighbors, our family, and the significant people in our environment, our workmates. So it is all about mental health, really. So whatever we achieve in life is not about accumulation, but it's about happiness. And I think mental health is one of the most important components of happiness and being happy. Thank you to my senior professors and senior colleagues for being part of this. and for being part of this story, and for always being supportive to the college. Whenever the college calls upon you to provide input in this journey for our PhD students, PhD and master students, so that we can improve the landscape of graduate training here in Makerere University and within the region. Because our, should I call it our, I don't want to use the word obligation, but should I say, what is our Katala in English? What is Katala in English? Our portion, I mean, as a college. Okay, our responsibility is beyond Uganda. As CHUSS, our interest is to ensure that we support graduate training in the whole of Africa, especially so that Africa can try and catch up with the rest of the world. The Vice Chancellor always says that if Africa is supposed to catch up, maybe not necessarily catch up, but at least to move closer to where others are, Asia, Europe, and others, then we need to train about 100,000 PhDs. Not just 10,000, but 100,000 PhDs over the next 10 years. And of course, Makerere is a very big stakeholder in this, and so are many of the other universities within the East and Central African region. So I think we are doing well. Whatever little contribution we take is an important step in the right direction in attaining this. So I think without wasting a lot of time, I'll now invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor to come and make his closing remarks. Mr. Odivisi, sir.
Thank you, Eric. Before I start off, I want to start by commenting on a statement made when I just stepped in here by the MC. She said the Deputy Vice Chancellor we have been waiting for. Meaning that I came late, but I'm a person. I'm one who keeps time, but I was just delayed because of this EPS system. Some of the routes are 30 kilometers per hour, and I was moving from Entebbe, but when I delayed, a long queue behind me, the traffic officer told me fast enough, these things were suspended, so that's how I tried to catch up. For the 15 minutes I delayed. Then the other one I wanted to comment on is, I'm talking to CHUSS professors, doctors, and students, and I'm from across, so I'll try to keep to the speech or the talking points they gave me, because I know after here somebody will be on my neck saying that I don't know English, I don't know intonations, so I'll keep to that. Then the other one is on some gentleman who was here called Amoti, calling his former head of department a bully. That is Edgar. But you see, Edgar, they call you a bully, but that gentleman also bullies me. He knew I was quite busy all this time, but he insisted on me coming, being part of the program to close this function. And to know he's a bully, I kept dodging him until he even called me at midnight one day to confirm, so that he confirms his program. So he's such a bully, yet I told him I have a retreat in Entebbe, and I have a function at 2 in Munyonyo, so I just wanted to cross over, because it's nearer than coming this side first. But he insisted until I think yesterday, bullying me to make sure I come here. But with of course, CHUSS is my other home after Corners, so I had to come and be here. So thank you for the invitation. CHUSS principal, deputy principal, the deans, thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor to be part of this. So let me read the speech prepared for me. Otherwise, I will be in problems for 1 week. So the keynote speaker, Professor Grace Musila, the Principal College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Helen Nambarirwa Nkabala, the Deputy Principal College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Eric Awich Ochen. Now, here I'm going to edit. There is now a director, Institute of Gender and Development Studies. Then now the deans come in. The deans and heads of departments, CHUSS, Mackay University staff and students, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. So I'm honored to be part of this closing ceremony for the CHUSS Graduate Students Symposium. It is a chance for me to learn what happens in the college and to see how, as different colleges, we can learn from each other, build networks, and work towards a research-intensive university. Many congratulations to you all for being here to this last moment of the symposium. Symposia are great spaces in the academy for two reasons. Networks are built and conversations around our research practices are held. I'm sure these aspects of symposia have happened in these 3 days, seeing that this is a gathering of not just faculty, but our graduate students. This gives me great satisfaction, knowing that our graduate spaces are soaring to greater heights. I'm convinced from what has happened here that we can be sure of better completion rates and solid faculty being built for the future generation of academics. Looking at what has taken place in the past 2 or 3 days, especially the rich conversations around the students' work, shows that the College of Humanities is deeply invested in a student-centered method of both research and dissemination. I am grateful to the academic staff that make this possible through supervision and graduate training. Thank you so much for your commitment to Makerre's vision of a research-intensive university. I would like to reiterate my gratitude to the sponsors of our graduate education in CHUSS, the Gerda Henkel Foundation that funds at least 10 PhD students each year, has supported this symposium. So they should have been commas, I think. So let me read that one. The Gerda Henkel Foundation that funds at least 10 PhD students each year, comma, has supported this symposium. The Norwegian, Swedish, and Italian governments have also funded many projects involving graduate teaching and research in the college. The Rotary International and Mastercard Foundation have also come on board to fund graduate training in the college. We are all aware that some PhD projects are funded by the government of Uganda through the RIF, that is the Research Innovation Fund, which is under the Office of the DVC Finance and Administration. We are also grateful to them for the support they give us. So we believe these collaborations are the start of the great future for our graduate students. The principal at the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Professor Helen Nambalirwa Nkabala, in her absentia, thank you so much for not just mentoring and leading your team in the college. You have also ensured that they fly on their own. You have given them a space to thrive and reach for heights they thought they could not reach. This is the rich mine the college is, a mine full of treasure that we can bank on for better and more solid graduates. Thanks to the team at the college, the academic and support staff, the college publications team, and everyone who invested in this enterprise. I can only say the sky is the limit to how far CHUSS can go. To our graduate students, I have heard that since your supervisors did not die, you will not die. Take the advice, especially on mental health, seriously. It it is important to be alive at the end of your graduate studies journey. For you to thrive, remember the lessons you have learned on the journey and make great supervisors in the years ahead. Let this symposium be the start of greater opportunities for academic and personal growth, because we see you as the future of the university. With these words, I would like to declare, are you ready to close it? Okay. With these words, I would like to declare the CHUSS 2025 Student Symposium closed. As we build for the future, for God and my country. Thank you so much.
Yes, scientifically, the CHUSS Graduate Symposium 2025 is officially closed. And let us give a befitting hand clap to Professor Ileta. He's the principal College of Natural Sciences, CHUSS, at Makerere University, and also the acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Finance and Administration, Makerere University. Scientifically officially closed. In a humanistic way, let us have a few announcements. Yes, we are going to have a lovely group photo that will be representative, and this is what is going to happen. At that time, we are going to have some people standing below, and then we also have some people coming to the front. But before we get into that, permit me in a very special way to request the ushers to stand up. The ushering team. You want them here? The ushering team, kindly just wave to us. Yes, I think Annette Baguma, Harriet, Rose, Ellen Dorin, there's Sarah, and Rebecca. Thank you very much. And a befitting wave to the two MCs, Dr. Rita Nakanjako and Miss Rita Namisango. Yes. To all our delegates, please always, when you talk, if someone asks you which is any of those lovely places you've been to, please say you've been to Makerere University, and specifically to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, CHUSS, which has the School of Languages, Literature and Communication with 5 departments, the School of Liberal and Performing Arts with 5 departments, the School of Social Sciences with 3 departments, and the School of Psychology with 2 departments. Permit me, Professor Ireta, to request the following facilitators to come to the stage to receive some Makerere University souvenirs. Dr. Roscoe Kasuja, Dr. Linda Nakalawa, and Dr. Allen Asimwe. These were our facilitators for the day in the morning session. Please. The morning session. And there is a way of saying thank you, and that is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Finance and Administration, on our behalf, is going to present to each facilitator a package that has a set of Makerere University souvenirs. Dr. Linda Nakalawa. Dr. Linda and Professor Witch, you deserve a photo when you're the one in the middle. There is the camera person there. I would prefer that you're in the middle and you're smiling on our behalf. Yes, thank you very much for being our facilitator. Dr. Allen Asimwe, next. Okay, and then, okay. Dr. Kasuja, I think, could have left. That's okay. Kindly take your seats. May I, in a minute, invite the following people. Professor Edgar Nabutani, kindly come and take a seat. Dr. Isaac Tibasima, please kindly come and take a seat. Do we have any deans in the room? Deans of the respective schools, please move forward. The deans of the respective schools in CHUSS. A bit fast. Dr. Levis Mugumya, please. Okay, we also have the Dean, School of, I think, Liberal and Performing Arts. Any heads of departments in the room under CHUSS? Heads of departments? Okay, the Director of the Institute of Gender and Development Studies, Professor Sarah Sali. Yes, that is Professor Sarah Sali, the Director, Institute of Gender and Development Studies. Any heads of departments in the room? Okay. How are we going to balance this photo? Okay. Our keynote speaker. We had several keynote speakers. Professor Grace Mosila. Okay. Any professors in the room? Members, if you have that title, the highest rank in the academics, if you're a professor, kindly walk majestically as the rest of us clap for you to join this photo. Yes. Yes, those are some of our professors based in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Associate professors in the room. Professors, let us welcome the professors and associate professors. Is that all? Okay. So this is a gender-sensitive photo. Professor Wamala, please. Professor Wamala. Okay, Professor Wamala is joining us. Anyone in the room who has forgotten whether they are professor or associate professor? Members, if you have a title, professor or associate professor, kindly join. Professor Mangen, Professor Susan Chiguli. Okay, now I'm glad that some people have remembered. Yes, that's great. Okay. And I was told professors smile, associate professors do it better, and then the front row also ensures that they are smiling on behalf of Makerere University. The men are seated and the women are standing. Okay, but the men also always love that space where the women are. They have joined. So, excuse me, please kindly remain. We still have these faces on the stage. So may I request, it is now the final photo. You told some of us we are going to be. Ushers, urgently come to the front and help me. We are going to have a very strategic photo that will enable us to remember the 3 days. Here. Okay. Dr. Wekesa, please. Dr. Peter Wekesa. Okay, that was our facilitator. Ushers, please, I need your help here. So that is photo 2 of CHUSS, very serious people. At some point I was told Dr. Levis knows how to smile. So the 2025 CHUSS Graduate Symposium at Makerere University. So I now invite, So to all of us in the room, this is the final photo so that we can earn our lunch. Dear participants, dear members of staff, dear supervisors, everyone in the room, please walk to the stage. So I'm being guided. Some are going to stand below here, then others, please use the stairs to join the stage. And then, as we get ready for this photo, the organizing committee can also get ready. That was, I think, sampling. Please remember to smile and face the camera. Just do it endlessly. Please smile endlessly and face the camera. Okay, and finally, the members of the organizing committee. The members of the organizing committee. Members, kindly take your seats for a few minutes. Members, please take your seats for only 2 minutes. Members of the organizing committee, please join us. Jane, Eric, Esther, Duncan. Members of, okay, Rita. And the ushers, please. Ushering team, please. Organizing committee and ushering team, please join this photo. Jane, Eric, Esther, Duncan, Rita. Rita times 2. Is Esther here? Duncan, please, fine for the photo. No, he wanted his name mentioned. Members, please welcome Duncan to the stage. Okay, thank you very much. So this marks the end of the 2025 CHUSS Graduate Symposium at Makerere University. Kindly a wave. Yes, feel at Makerere University for God and my country as Makerere University continues to build for the future. You all received the coupons. It's time for lunch. Thank you very much. And safe journey to your respective destinations.